Hello everyone, today on Homeside DUI we're going to plug a tire. Show you how this is done, show you how to look for the leaks, and kind of go over some of the do's and don'ts and areas you just can't plug. So with that, let's get to it. Okay, first things first, we can find the leaks with just regular water. Now if you have like a little pump sprayer, this works really good. Just take a little soap, put it in with some water. You don't need much. If you don't have soap, just use water. But if you have a little soap, it'll make all the difference in the world. Alright, so let's take a look. So what you use is, I've already got some soapy water on this. Just take some of the soapy water and you'll just spray the tire down. And you can see the bubbling. So you know exactly where the leak's at, right? So as we clear some of the bubbles away, we can see real quick that there's a cut in the tire right there. Like maybe we drove a thorn or something through it. Alright, let's start patching. Okay, so now that we know where it's at, I wish I had a silver marker. But we need to mark this tire where the cut's at. You can always just take a look and see if you know right where it's at. You can always take a look at reference off the valve stem or something, right? But first things first, don't plug this tire with air in it. Now if it's totally deflated, you know, this is easy. But what you don't want to do is poke these tools through this tire with air in it. Now this patch is in the tread, so we're good. If it was in the sidewalls, you don't patch sidewalls. That's very unsafe. The only time I would do that if I was in the middle of nowhere on the trail and there was no other option. I would patch it long enough to get the tire to somewhere. I would not do highway speeds or anything like that with it, especially with a patch in the sidewall. Okay, so the tire's deflated. Alright, we're going to take our patch kit. We bought a new one for this just to show you. Okay, so let's get into this. We keep one of these in our Jeep because when you're out on the trail, you don't have AAA. So I have a couple tools here. One where it allows us to make the hole large enough to put the plug insertion tool in, and some basic glue. It's glue / lube. Right? So first things first. This tool is made so you can poke the hole and make it large enough for the plugs, hence the handle. Right? So you'll just drive it in, twist it a little bit. Alright. Kind of work it back and forth a little bit because you got to stuff that plug in there. So basically, what you're doing is you're filing that hole. You're making a hole large enough to get that plug through. And that's why you don't do it with the full tire. Now I would always advise, all these kits have instructions on it. Buy a kit, just keep it in your trunk. It works very handy for you. Alright, so the rubber cement, it's a glue / lube. Right, so usual little cap, like this is just like super glue. Poke it. You're gonna put just a little bit on the body of this, because that's also going to act as a lube. And you want all the glue down inside that hole you can, without being crazy with it. Okay, these patches are really sticky, and that's a good thing. What we'll do is we're going to pull one of these patches out. This is like a gummy bear gone wild. Alright, so you just take your patch, put it through your tool, and you're just going to go halfway. You don't have to be perfect on it. Everybody knows a quick way to find half, right? Quickest way to find half is fold something. There's half. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to insert this and then pull it out. The patch will slide down through this opening. So I got to put some rubber cement on this. Okay, so when you insert this, just work it in slowly. Right? So what you want to do is you want to turn it sideways a little bit. You can see what's hanging out. Okay, I moved outside for a little bit more light. So when you insert this tool, leave some of these out because you're just going to trim this off, right? So just insert it, make sure it's in there. And then what you're going to do is just pull that out. And what happens is the plug goes between there. You want this almost totally inserted so that when you pull it out, that doesn't come out. And we're going to let it sit 15-20 minutes. Okay, lastly, we're just going to trim off this excess. Don't cut the tire. You just don't want it hanging out so it doesn't pull out. That rubber cement will eventually dry. So remember, when you pull that tool out, pull it out straight. Don't twist it. Otherwise you're going to pull it all the way back out. And you can probably tell by my hands. So these things are pretty tacky, pretty sticky. And that's so that it adheres inside of there. Alright, so let's air it back up and let's see how we did. Alright, so a big item here. You need to know how much air your tires take. So on these, it says right there, inflate to 12 psi. So that's what we're going to do. So we have an air compressor here in the garage, so that works out nice. Now on this tire gauge, it starts at 20. We're almost at 10. There's 11. I think 11's close enough to 12. So something that most people always overlook the value of, valve stem caps. Make sure they stay on, especially if you're doing any kind of off-roading at all. Your dirt and your grime gets packed up in your valve stem. You could damage it. You won't be able to air it back up anymore. So make sure your caps go on. Okay. So last but not least, let's see how we did. Put some more soapy water back on it. And no more leaks. Alright, so that was just plugging our tires. Okay, so that was another additional home side do-I. We're using a patch repair kit, which I'll leave in the descriptions below. You know, we are now an Amazon affiliate, so anything you buy through there, we get little credit from. Even if you just go through there to Amazon, we get little credit for that. Plus, I gotta say that, so legal stuff. But basic patch repair tools. I would keep something like this in the trunk. You know, a lot of the new cars, I know my daughter's 2017 Chevy Cruze, it has an air pump. There's no spare tire in there. So if you get a big hole in a tire, what are you going to do? You can't just keep pumping air into it. So if you have a tire repair kit, you can at least patch the hole, re-inflate the tire with the pump that's in there, and then go on about your business, right? So just remember, find a leak. If you have a soda in the car, it'll show you where it's at. You don't have to have the soapy water, right? So you're going to ream it out first. Then you're going to use your plug tool. You're going to put that sticky plug in there with some of the cement on it. You're going to insert it straight and pull it out straight. If it's in the sidewall, it's emergency purposes only. You do not want to drive on highway speeds with the plug in the sidewall. It's very dangerous. But get a kit like this, put it in the trunk, maybe $10 at best. Hopefully you'll never use it, but if you need it, you'll have it. So with that, patching a tire with the basic repair kit, another additional home saw do-I. We'll see you in the next tip. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, and check out the links in the descriptions. Bye.